And I've got Mark in Wisconsin. Are you there, Mark?
Hello, Alan.
Yes?
Hi, I had a question for you. What responsibility do I bear to my fellow man when I have eyes to see and ears to hear when I don't worship an unseen capstone?
What responsibility do you have to your fellow man?
Yes.
You have, it's not just your fellow man. The way I see it is, I think of the generations who've lived and died before me, who literally had their minds stolen, just like the present generation, at birth. And that's the greatest crime of all, is to have your mind and your potential stolen from you at birth. So I don't see it just for my fellow man. I see it for all those also who have gone before, and for all those who should have the right to go on in the future. This is a timeless war, to an extent. And these bar stewards have been running this world for so long, planning wars, culling people, causing famines. By the way, famine is a traditional method of warfare. And of course, they do even more covert things that I've been talking about for the last few weeks to the public. It's the atrocities that you have to fight for.
Let me give you an example, Alan. I edit about 50, 60, 70 hours of Patriot Radio a week, and I can spot a scam like that now thanks to your show.
Yeah.
And frankly, much of what I'm editing is very disturbing.
Yes. Yes. I went through an article once on the radio from, I think it was the Toronto Star, and they had half a page on the history of the CIA's involvement with Patriot Radio in the 1950s onwards, when they used it and set it up as a front, and using mainly Christian organizations at that time to try and get counter-propaganda to the communist propaganda out. But it was so involved. Now, I've never seen the CIA let go of anything. And so we have to be very careful because, believe you me, counterintelligence, and this is the key, saw today coming a long time ago. They planned today, and everything that's happening today, they planned the New Age movement to utterly confuse folk who are trying to wake up and look for alternatives and information and even belief. They planned the New Age gurus that would appear, that would use all the patriot terminology. They'd have all the facts there, then they'd spin it off into Anunnaki and so on until you're totally bewildered and you'd be laughed at if you tried to teach other people. You're living in a maze of disinformation and very cleverly organized, planned psychological warfare.
Right. And everywhere you go, books, magazines, TV, yes, religion, Patriot Radio, mainstream news. Literally, you can find these frauds everywhere, and you can't hand another man discernment.
Well, I'll tell you, I have had people send me links. I've let them talk on my show and so on until I go into their site, and I'll see certain people's names mentioned there. And when they're New Agey, etc., or you go into their site, as people will, and there's tarot card reading, there's the Anunnaki stuff up there, and you're just born as slaves, and the Anunnaki are coming back as giant masters, and all this rubbish, I will not put the link up on my site.
That's the easiest way. Check their archives and see what's in it.
That's right. Well, thanks for calling. Back after this break.